Hi there, it's Steve Robinson from the Middleware Shop, and in this small video snippet, I'm going to show you what's available when you purchase one of my training courses from the middlewareshop.com. So first of all, navigate to www.themiddlewareshop.com, and essentially you'll actually see my main homepage, which shows that I have three courses available. One is WebSphere Application Server 8 Network Deployment Essentials course. The other one is WebSphere 7 Network Deployment Performance Tuning. And I also have a WebLogic 11G Essentials course coming out very, very soon. I'll have um, WebSphere MQ 7.5 and WebSphere Message Broker version 8. And then next year I'll be looking at WebLogic 12C. So once you've actually had a look at, say, the course you're interested in, for example, the WebSphere 8 Essentials course, if we click on Details, we'll be able to have a look at what is actually in the course. You can see there's extensive modules on all the core topics that are relevant to administering a WebSphere application server environment. And once you've actually had a look at the course content, as you can see here, which is quite verbose, you'd be obviously interested in buying the product to teach yourself WebSphere application server. Since I have a lot of people asking me what's actually in the course, I did add some screen captures at the very bottom of this particular detail page. However, they're probably not as clear to what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log in to the members area and show you an example of what you would get once you've purchased the course. Once you've purchased a course, you'll pay via PayPal, and then you'll be asked to register a username and password and your appropriate address details. The reason I need your address details is that's what gets encrypted into the PDF files that you'll download as part of your course. So I'm just going to log into the members area as myself. And essentially, in this case, this particular test user has all three courses enabled. You can see here that my landing page shows me the WAS 8 course, the WAS 7 course, the tuning course specifically, and the WebLogic administration course. When I click on the WAS 8 course, I'll basically be taken to the landing page, which essentially contains all the artifacts, all the modules that are available to you. In the first section here, the instructions and lab exercises, essentially there's a document which you can download which just explains the conventions and the modules below, and also a separate download for labs and exercises. I'm just about to do an update. Today is the 15th of October 2012, and the last update that I had was in May, so there's going to be a whole lot of new updates very, very soon. So essentially, we have how-to guides. How-to guides are essentially based on Word documents. They're delivered to you as PDFs, encrypted with digital rights management based on your purchase and registration details. There's about 850 pages here. We can see that we've got how to install, how to do deployment, administration scripting, how to do a GUI installation versus a silent installation, JDBC, how to set up a database, essentially a database provider, a data source, and authentication alias. JMS, we cover JMS purely within the JMS paradigm, and also with WebSphere MQ, some JVM tuning basics. My WebSphere 7 tuning course actually covers tuning in far greater detail. This is really just an introduction. And we also cover some SSL concepts. This is quite unique. I don't think there's really a lot in the industry about how to use WebSphere in different ways with SSL and the different things you might need to know with SSL configurations. And there are some other newer features like the job manager and the administration agent, which are quite good for enterprise installations. So if I basically just click on download of a JMS part 1 how to, and if I click download, what it's doing now is it's going to the server and encrypting a PDF file ready for download so that we can actually see that PowerPoint. And it's now done that, so I can then save that locally. I'm just going to open that file, and as you can see, it asks for a password, and that will be the user email address that you used when you registered. So I'm just going to type that email in another screen so you can't see that particular email I've used. And then essentially you can see now that as I bring this document into view, we have essentially a very detailed PDF, which essentially talks about all the bits that are required for setting up JMS. Like here we can see that we're setting up a bus, and then as we go through we show the different types of settings that are required for JMS, and then we go through connection factories, queues, etc., and all the details pertaining to JMS. So quite detailed. Spent a lot of time on formatting this and providing sort of examples that are realistic to some of the things that you might want to do in the real world. So I'm just going to close that now. So yeah, coming back to the landing page, if we scroll down further, we can see we also have PowerPoint theory. The PowerPoint theory is designed for you to have a quick sort of overview of some of the key concepts. So if we wanted to look at JE packaging, we could download that particular PDF, which I'm downloading now. Once again, it's encrypting it and setting it up ready for download. Once you've downloaded a PDF from my website, you can print them. You just can't edit them. So I'm going to open up that file. I'm just going to go over here and type in the password. And we can now see that in this case we have the JE overview and packaging PowerPoint presentation, which essentially talks about what is JE, what is it comprised of, what are some of the application types, what's new in JE6, which is a major feature of WebSphere 8. So we go through the basics of where Java's at this stage. Got some comments here about the concept of JE, the roles of JE, some of the APIs that are available in JE, which obviously WebSphere is implementing. We look at some of the core APIs that are available, which as a developer you'd be more interested. As an administrator, you're just obviously deploying an application that's already been developed according to the spec that's required for the business. We have some historical information about the WASP version showing you the JE evolution. Obviously it was J2EE in the early days, now it's JE. We have some quick small diagrams which show you sort of the basic relationships. And then one of the interesting things here is we look at the architecture, and then what's new, and then basically we discuss what's inside any JV3 sort of concept in the way of packaging. This is really just an introduction to some of the concepts of packaging. There's a lot more available with the older features and newer features of Java. But obviously I would, in my course, if it's an instructor-led course, I would go into detail and explain to you what the Java packaging concept is all about and how JE is structured. But obviously in a PowerPoint I've given you the basics so that you can understand what the advantages are of using a sort of a JE design methodology. So that's basically one example PowerPoint. There are many here. There's about 350 slides if I remember at last count. And then we also have the download of resources, which is I've created a WAR file that's used consistently throughout all the different modules. And it's quite a good little application. It's just a sample sort of e-shop application pretending to be like a shopping cart. and it's been designed so that we can do JDBC connectivity, JNDI and stuff, and also gets used for demonstrating session management. There you go. That's an example of what you can get when you buy the courses. And as you can see, the current price for these courses is around $99.95. Thank you.